ready? Cornhole with Smooth, bringing the community together, one bag at a time. What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Jay Smooth with Cornhole with Smooth, the podcast. And it's another episode of Smooth Talk Sessions. And today we have a special guest on today, coming straight from VA,
Yes.
Virginia, that is Miss Catina Downey. Welcome to the podcast, Catina.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's get right to it. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So obviously out of Virginia. So I am owner of NES Cornhole Lounge in Williamsburg, Virginia. So it's an indoor cornhole facility. So we have cornhole courts set up all the time. We have food and beer and people just come there, have a good time, tournaments, leagues, all kinds of things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've been checking you out for the last couple months, and I had told
Thanks.
KB, I said I got to get you guys on to talk about what you guys got going on because that's amazing. We have something similar to what you guys here have
Mhm.
here. It's called Cornhole Central, but it's out in a little bit further away from me, but it's actually a nice actual spot that they have. Had the same kind of concept that you guys have, but I see what
Mhm.
you have got going on, and KB had been telling me about it, so I had to get more information about it. So wanted to bring you on to talk to you about what you guys
Okay.
got going on because that's amazing. That's amazing. So I'm gonna get right to it. I got a couple things I want you to kind of like speak on. So let's get
Okay.
right to it. Let's talk about this. How you? What was
Yes.
that feeling like when you first
So
had this?
man, so that was we originally opened in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
And last year we relocated to Williamsburg. And so that first opening was amazing. It was amazing opening in Williamsburg as well. But that very first opening, that grand opening was phenomenal. It was an amazing feeling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So who are all these people in this picture right here?
Yeah, so the first person of obviously is our mascot. That's Ness. And the next real person is my mother. So
Awesome.
she helps me out sometimes. And then of course there's me, and then there's staff members all the way down. All like everybody in there is staff member. Next to the last, the white guy in the white shorts, not
Uh-huh.
the last guy, but next to the last guy. That's my business partner Trent Carpenter, and so he and
Okay.
I, came up with this concept and built it out to what it is now. So we had it
That's
by
amazing.
height. That's why he's all the way. He's 6'4". He's a basketball player. So he's all the way in the back. And my mom and I are 5'2". So we were in the front. So
Yeah, in the front. Yeah, that's amazing. I know that was an amazing feeling to get that open. And like you said, the first one was in a different area first. Then
it
you did this
was,
one.
yeah. So we
Oh,
were
okay.
in Richmond first. Maybe about an hour from Williamsburg.
Okay.
And it was we opened that in 2023, and then we were
Wow.
approached by the Williamsburg premium outlets to come out there, and so we took advantage of that opportunity, and it's been great. The Williamsburg group, Richmond, we still have connections in
Yeah.
Richmond. We live in Richmond, and so we still have players who come out to Williamsburg. It's not far, so we still have the same players. We had players coming from Todd Warrior and Williamsburg anyway, and we
Wow.
are a Virginia tourism partner. So we had a lot of tourists coming in who were in Williamsburg, or they were, it's just a close proximity. So we had a lot of cross players already.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love to see it. And so, like, what got you into cornhole?
so, so I am not a cornhole player. That's the funny part is that the original concept that I came up with was an event space. So NES
Mm,
is Nicole's event space, named after my daughter. And so I've been planning for this since, when I say a 10-year journey, I started planning for this in 2016.
oh,
And so
wow.
I started doing my research, and an accountant by trade. That's my
Okay.
regular day job. I'm a CPA, and so I do a lot of planning and forecasting and figuring out if business makes sense. And so the original concept was an event space, and so I started planning for it, and then the pandemic happened. And
Mm,
during that pandemic, I had been friends with Trent for a very long time. Our kids are friends and gone to preschool together. And so I've been talking to him about this event space forever. Everybody knew I wanted this event space. And so when the pandemic hit, he actually started playing cornhole with a group of guys, the body baggers at the time. And so
Mhm.
he said, hey, when you open your event space, if you have your ceilings high enough and if there's enough space, you may want to host some of these tournaments for these guys because they're, traveling at that time, Fredericksburg, which for us is about another hour and a half for some of these guys. And so I said, okay, that's not a bad idea. So of course I started researching it, looking into it. I couldn't open the space because it was a pandemic.
Mhm.
So we couldn't open an event space. But I thought, okay, when I get to the point of opening it, maybe I'll have a cornhole lounge. So that was the
Right.
original concept, was an event space with a cornhole lounge, like with this nice seating and the similar to what we have, but on a much smaller scale.
Mhm.
But when I put it out there to the world, like to kind of research it, people were so excited. And so then I had to look into the cornhole and try to research it. And so I went to the internet and I asked it, who do I need to know in the cornhole area in Richmond? And it came up with Noah Wooten. And so
Mhm.
I started following Noah and started watching him and seeing what he was doing. And he said, hey, there's when we eventually opened, he was telling me about the ACL and, they had an open coming and I connected with them. And so it's just, everybody just started helping from there, and it just exploded from there and it became the forefront. So then it became not Nicole's event space, but it came NES Cornhole Lounge. And so
Yeah.
that when we went to Williamsburg, there are so many cornhole players out in that area, really good players, really nice people. And so that really is the focus there. Like it's Richmond was more event space with
Mhm.
cornhole. Williamsburg is definitely a cornhole facility. It can be used for events, but it's definitely focused on the cornhole players and what they need and what they, um, need to be the best player that they can be. And so that's what that facility is.
That's amazing. And the reason why I said when did you get to cornhole? Because I seen you at had a podium picture. You was behind a board.
Yeah.
You had so I was wondering if you actually played because being in that space and doing what you're doing is amazing. It's like I
Mhm.
told you before. It inspires me and my wife to
Yes.
start looking more into it. And of course, we're going to continue to connect and talk. But that's
Mhm.
amazing what you're doing. And you actually the cornhole community comes out and help. I mean, it's like no other. So I truly believe what you're saying. They came out and helped you, and now you
They
got it
did, yeah.
going, and it's amazing. I see the videos and the pictures, and I mean, you guys just had a Monday night just
Yeah.
recently that was nice, and I'm going to talk to that about that right now. Let's talk about that. So that was actually when I seen, and I was like, oh, that was all pretty cool. But I'm just gonna.
You're all like that. That's because you shouldn't be having harassment. Ah, that red called out.
Just a little snippet of that. I mean, how many players was that? That was
So
amazing.
so all right. So as a business owner, you have to be in the community. You have to connect with
Yes.
people. And because Trent and I are both from Richmond, that's where we lived. Going
Okay.
into Williamsburg, I had to really get into the community. I had to really figure out who to connect with and who to meet with. And so we do a lot of community things anyway. But one of the things that we did was an event called Cap to Cap, which is there's a bicycle trail that goes from Williamsburg all the way into the city of Richmond. And
Mhm.
so it was the 20-year anniversary, and I live right off of that trail, off that bike trail. And
Okay.
so they had their cap to cap event, which has been going on since the trail was out there. And so we were there at that event, and we had the cornhole boards out and talking to people. And a lady came up to me and she said, hey, you need to talk to the people at Club Walker. Now, I had never heard of Club Walker before
Mm.
that day. And so I said, okay. So I started researching them, following them on social, reached out to them, just watching what they were doing. They have some really cool things, not just cornhole.
Mhm.
They have kickball, they have volleyball, they have everything. And so they asked if we would be available for them to hold a winter league. And so, of course, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because they can't play outside. It's too cold to play outside, and it gets dark early and all that. And it's a rec league. It's not for points, and it's a rec league, just like any other. And so that's that Monday night group. So they've been coming there since early January, and it's a different group from the
Hmm.
ACL group.
Right.
They don't win it's more just social, drink, have fun,
Mhm.
and good time. So they are fun. ACL group is like fun. I love that family, but the Club Walker group, I've been enjoying meeting with them and having them in our space.
Yeah, that's amazing because you're giving out, opportunities for people that don't play all the time, just come out,
Right,
to
right.
learn the game, to have a good time, and then, eventually they may become competitive. We all started
Right.
somewhere, so
Hmm,
you're able
hmm.
to give them that space so they can start. So I love that for you, and so tell me this: how did you and KB connect?
So KB and I connected. So KB has played in our space before, but
Okay.
I mean, I kind of knew him in passing. But through a guy named Kenny, who's a member at our space, very active, very great at connecting us with people. I mean, he's really in Williamsburg. Um, Kenny Stokely. You saw me on the show with him. And so
Yes.
he and KB are friends. They're both from that East Carolina region. And so he and KB were talking about, hey, maybe we'll have this 252 versus 757 challenge.
Mm,
And so Kenny came to me and said, hey, KB wants to do this. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's similar to our Tri-Cities cornhole tournament that we do
yeah.
annually. But that one's not an ACL, and it's just a fun tournament. So it's similar
Okay.
to that. And so when they came together and did that, and of course talking to KB, he is wonderful, of course. And
Yes.
so that's how that whole thing came with him and Kenny pulling that together. And then of course they wanted Mike Anderson and Billy Beverly,
Mhm.
who Mike and Billy run tournaments at our space every week.
Wow.
Twice a week actually. So that was just a great event last Saturday.
Yeah. And speaking of that, look at this.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this. That's amazing right there.
Yes.
And I see KB right there in the front. That's just,
Mhm.
that's me and KB connected about a year ago.
Okay, okay.
And we've been, you know, talking ever since. And he's a really good guy. He helped me out with some of my merchandise. We always, just give each other advice and things like that. And even though I'm in the St. Louis area and you guys on the East Coast, I'm in the Midwest East Coast, we still gonna continue to rock together. So that's why
Oh,
I'm glad
nice,
to meet
nice,
him because if I didn't meet him, I wouldn't meet you. We have met you. So just
nice, nice.
amazing. So this is last Saturday, right?
This was last Saturday, and that's Kenny, the guy in the
Wow.
yellow shirt and
Oh,
blue
okay.
pants. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. 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 That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And so you
I
see in
love
that
that.
group there are some Richmond people because
Hmm.
Richmond was involved too. So that's the
Oh,
804 area code. So we had 757, which is Tidewater, and then we
okay.
had 252, which is East Carolina, and then 804 is out of Richmond and surrounding areas. So it's all
Nice.
everybody's represented there. Is wonderful.
That is amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, just like again, to be able to give people the space to play because, like you said, there's a lot of places to play, but some places
Mhm.
that you can go to almost every day, your doors are open, right?
Yeah, well,
You got
outdoors open every day.
yeah,
Mhm.
every day, and you got
Mhm.
tournaments that you may have going on, or leagues, or blind draws, or switch holios, whatever it is you guys got going on. But you provide that space, and I seen
Mhm.
you're able to. Is it serve beer now, or is that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, talk about that. That's big
Woo!
time.
That was a process. That was
I
a
bet.
process.
I
Um,
bet.
and a lot of people they'll say, "I want to open one of these in my location," and I'm always here to help anybody who wants to
Hmm.
try to open one in their space to avoid some of the pitfalls. So
Mm.
of course, indoor cornhole, the whole concept is new. Like it wasn't. It's not like there are 100 like 7-Elevens all around. There wasn't any prototype to look at. So I had to figure out
Mhm.
what I wanted and what was important to our players. And that was
Yeah.
my focus. Everything that I do, I'm mindful of our players and our members. So we have
Yes.
monthly members who pay a flat fee and they can play as much as they want every day. And so I'm always mindful of what is something that would help enhance the experience for them. And I
Yeah.
knew food and alcohol would enhance that experience. And so
Yes.
when we moved into the space we're in, though, it was a retail space. And even though
Hmm.
we are a retailer, we sell bags and boards for CEVA with ACL affiliate. But we wanted to add that food and alcohol in it. In
Hmm.
Virginia, you have to have food to have an alcohol.
Oh,
You can't just have alcohol like I think Minnesota, you can just have a bar. But in Virginia, you have to have food. And so we had to convert a retail space into basically a restaurant space for the ABC compliance part. So it was
hmm.
a process getting it converted from retail only to retail and the food and the alcohol. So
Wow.
it was a process. It was a process. So we were really, when he came in there rolling in with that beer, I'm like, oh yes, yes. I'm not a big drinker,
Mm.
but my customers are. And like I said, everything I
Yeah,
want is to enhance their experience. And they can come and have a beer and hang out with their friends and just have a good time, then I'm happy. That
yeah,
my day is made. So
yeah. I'm with you there. I'm not a big drinker either, but I know within this community, there's a lot of people that love to drink, beer and
yeah,
stuff like that. So that was a really, really good move by you to do that because now that's going to enhance your customer base too.
right, right.
So that's amazing. So I want to kind of go talk about something because this was like a big, big time for you. I think that's Kenny out here also. But let's go ahead and talk about this day right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of talk about that day right there. You guys was the local news right there?
It was local news, yeah. So it was
Yeah.
Wavington, Hampton Road show. So Hampton
Mm,
Road show highlights different events that are happening in the area. And Kenny actually is made that connection. And like I said,
mm.
he's been a wonderful resource, like a phenomenal resource with connecting us, especially in Williamsburg, Tidewater area. And he knew someone who knew someone, and they connected us and got us onto the show to talk about that cornhole clash.
Wow. Wow. And that was all through the East Coast, like in the area you in. Is it like a local thing, or is it more like across state? Like it's in North Carolina or East Carolina and things like that, or it was just in your area?
Just in the area, just in that
Yeah.
Tidewater area, in that
All
I
right.
know you're not for me, but like near the water. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have different little cities and counties and jurisdictions that are close to the water, and we call it Tidewater. All that whole area
Tidewater.
we call it Tidewater, and so
Tidewater.
that reaches. It also reaches into Richmond, but mostly it covers Hampton Roads, Tidewater area.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I know that was a great time for you to
It
be
was. It
on a
was.
local news and get to talk about what you do and everything like that because I mean that's that great media space to give you more exposure to what you have going on.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So that's another thing I wanted to be able to use my platform to put your
Right.
brand out there again because I want you to kind of shout out your brand again because some people may not have been on when they first came on. So tell them about your business again.
Sure. So it's NES Cornhole Lounge in Williamsburg, Virginia. We are located in the Williamsburg Premium Outlets. So we're in the outlets right down the sidewalk from the Ben and Jerry's. Great location right off the interstate. We are open every day from,
Mm,
depends on what time of the year the mall is open, but we're generally open from 11 to 8. We have
11 to
tournaments twice a week, ACL tournaments, and those are Tuesdays and Fridays, and they are run by an ACL pro, which is Mike Anderson, and a local director, Billy Beverly. They're both local directors, but Mike Anderson is
8.
also a ACL pro. So they run those
ACL Pro.
tournaments in our space, and we have food and alcohol, and we also have a juice bar on site too. So if you wanted to get a wrap or cold pressed juice, you can get that too. But we have, we have wings and burgers and hot dogs too.
You got the healthy option over there, right? It's
Yes,
on that
yes,
side over there.
yes.
You gotta have it just in case, right? You gotta have it just
Exactly,
in case.
exactly.
I got something else I want you to speak to. I don't know what it was, but I kind of did some research. I just kind of
Okay.
grabbed it, so I want you to kind of speak to it. It's right here.
Oh yes.
Yeah, kind of speak to that because I mean, anytime you're doing things in the community and people recognize you and things like that, that's huge. So I kind of want to
Mhm.
have you kind of speak to that.
Yeah, so we belong to an organization called the Metropolitan Business League. And it is an organization that helps small businesses uh, start and grow. And they're a nonprofit organization. And they had a contest, a pitch competition. So this was a part of their veterans program. So I'm an Army veteran. and
Oh,
they had a veteran small business training course. And at the end of the course, you could do a pitch competition in front of a panel to pitch your business idea to see if you could win money. And I won some money.
that's
So
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations on that, and thank you for your service also.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's the director there, the guy in the vest. So
Okay.
he is, and he's an awesome, awesome guy. He is really the MBL has been around for a very, very long time,
Mhm.
and he's been their director. I think 10 years. Don't quote me on. I think it's 10 years, and he has really expanded its reach. And so it's doing great things for a lot of small businesses in the area.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that. Congratulations on that again.
Mr. Floyd, yes.
That's awesome. So, just for me, just kind of like what's some of the tips you can give me, to get into the space like I told you about. I want to, kind of, start my own and find a
Mhm.
building. I know finding the building is the first thing, right? But what are some tips that you can give me?
So first thing, is the numbers. So obviously, as an accountant, I always run to the numbers first. So that would say that would be your first thing to do is to figure out what your numbers look like and what you need to bring in to be profitable. That's going to be the first thing. Once the numbers work and the plan works, and you tested the market to see if you have enough people to sustain that business, then you go to finding a location.
Okay.
Because and what I've learned is that the formula is what works. You have to have it, like any. If I just did tournaments, I couldn't survive. If I just did hot dogs, I couldn't survive.
Right.
Obviously, I have to have food to do alcohol. On alcohol alone, I couldn't survive. So
Mm,
all those things work together, and then you figure out what your niche is, and connecting with other people. I couldn't do this alone.
yeah.
There's no way I could do this alone. Just the build out alone. So Trent, my business partner, is a general contractor.
Oh wow.
So it saved us a lot of money and time because of my background and his combined.
Hmm.
So find other people who are willing to help you build. And so, like I said, when we got to Williamsburg, we had so many people that we worked with who helped us. Like Mike, so we already knew Billy Beverly. We knew
Mm,
him from in Richmond, but then we met Mike Anderson, and he's wonderful. Met his family, and like it's all like a family now. Like we all
yeah.
work together to meet that common goal of just having a great experience there. So I would say one, start the planning. Two, start the connections that you. I'm sure you already have them because you play cornhole.
Right.
I am not a great cornhole player. I like it, think it's fun, and
Mm,
I'll play. I have played in the There's a Battle of the Queens that
hmm.
happens annually.
Yeah.
So that was my first like real tournament. I expected to lose. I probably came in like last place. I'm not sure. But it was just fun to be around all those ladies, and everybody was very supportive and you know uh giving me pointers, and so it was a really great experience. But you already have a deeper connection in the cornhole community, so it makes it a little bit easier with making the right connections and running your tournaments and leagues and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would suggest: those three things:
Yeah.
do the planning, the numbers, finding location, and making the connections.
I appreciate all that, and that's my thought process also. I just love
Mhm.
what you're doing. I just want to say, give you a shout out for what you're doing and what you got going on in your community. That's amazing. So more blessings to you. So before we get off of here today, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody? You want to,
Yes.
tell everybody where to find you at and all that good stuff.
Yes, so you can find us obviously on all social media platforms at NES Cornhole Lounge. Our website is gameonva.com. If you Google NES Cornhole, will come up. If you Google indoor cornhole, we pretty much come up in Virginia. I made a list of the people I want to make sure that I gave a special thank you to. Obviously, my business
I
partner,
love it.
Trent, and then the ACL directors who are in our space twice a week, and that's Mike Anderson and Billy Beverly. Shout out to Kenny Stokely, who has been phenomenal at connecting us and basically helping us with the marketing piece. Q Bryce in Richmond. So Q is a great, great player, great guy. we kind of adopted him in Richmond, and we won't let him go. So we love him. John Harris is another ACL local director. He runs tournaments once a week. John actually helped me behind my bar sometimes when we were in Richmond. So, and John and his wife will come down every now and then and kind of hang out with us. Also, the Juice Bar, they have a permanent location in our space, and that's the ones who provide the wraps and smoothies. Also, the Richmond United. So we are a 1981 sponsor for the Richmond United Jefferson Cup, which is
Hmm.
starting this weekend. Also, Virginia 250. We are a Virginia 250 partner. This is the 250th year of the independence, and so this year is the year of all kinds of celebrations. So we are Virginia 250 and a Visit Virginia partner as well. Um, Also, the American Legion. So there's a competition happening right now. If you want to get your activity points in, you can come to NES and we'll mark your little ticket to say that you
Hmm.
did some activity there. Also, the Williamsburg Premium Outlets. Those guys are wonderful. They've been great
Awesome.
partners with us to build everything. So I think I got everybody. I hope I got everybody.
No, I love it. I love it.
Anybody is I apologize. It has nothing to do with my love for you. It's just trying to remember. So
Yes, yes. It's like you love each and every one of them. Shouts out
I
to each and
do.
every
I
one
do.
of them. So yeah, shouts out to everyone. And shouts out to you. Shouts
Thank
out to
you.
you and what you got going on. You and Trent. I appreciate you
Oh,
coming on. Oh, go ahead.
sorry. I do want to give a shout out to my ace in the hole who holds it down for us every day, JJ James
Okay.
Johnson. He is actually my cousin,
Oh wow.
and he staffs NES for me, doing the, like every day pretty much. And so he everybody when you go into NES, that's who you see, and so
All
that's
right.
definitely want to give him his props. So
Props to JJ. Props to
yeah,
JJ.
thanks.
Yeah, shouts out to him. But no, like I said, I appreciate you coming on the
Thank
platform.
you.
I wanted to give you the space to talk about your business and your brand. And like again, thank you for coming on today. If you don't have anything else, I appreciate you. I'll be in touch.
All right,
I'll be in
sounds
touch for
good.
sure, for
I'm gonna have
sure.
to
But
fly out there.
oh yeah, I have to fly out there too. I was telling my wife we need to go out there to come out to you guys to visit.
Yes.
Most definitely do
Yes.
that. We'll have to set something up soon, but we're coming. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Come on.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We have to get KB to meet us out there and we have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Well, thank you again, Katina. More
Thank
blessings
you.
to you and continue to strive for greatness because we on our way.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Have a good
Good night.
bye. Oh, that's amazing. Miss Katina Downey. Join the Smooth Talk sessions today to talk about the NES Lounge in Williamsburg, Virginia. That was an amazing conversation with her. What's up, everybody in Facebook land? My birthday was just on Monday. Man, so many blessings, man. I just don't know what to say. I'm still in awe for all the things that I've received and the blessings from my family and the Cornhole family also. So I want to give a huge shout out to Eric Porter from Fly Cornhole for believing in my vision and creating those actual fly with smooth bags. And right now they're still on sale. They're live right now. So make sure you go to flycornhole.com and you can pick up your set. So also shouts out to my cornhole with smooth family, Elise and Nick and Collinsville. Collinsville Cornhole Club. Shouts out to all you guys, Black Mamba Cornhole, man. Just everybody in the cornhole community, man. They always show me support and love. Shouts out to everybody. But this is another episode of Smooth Talk Sessions. We'll be back Monday with another special guest. So make sure you be, checking out the new promos coming up and everything that's coming up before Monday. But again, we'll be back at Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time this upcoming Monday on March the 9th. So hope everybody having a good week. Have a good rest of your week. I'm gonna continue to celebrate my birthday because my birthday is every day this month. So much love to everybody, man, and peace.